Calvin Pickard, I am so sorry. Avs lose to the Winnipeg Jets by pseudo forfeit, also known as 6-1. Yeah, 6 goals. At what point does the NHL start thinking about implementing a mercy rule for the Avalanche? I care more about the Avalanche than most reasonable fans do. But when the fans are caring more than the majority of the team out on the ice, some of which are making millions of dollars specifically to do well out there on the ice, that's not acceptable. Avs had just 3 shots of their own in the first period, and they gave up that many goals too. Let's have a look. Laine has the puck taking the blue line here. You have Tootin on him. All's well and good. Then Tootin decides to leave him, which isn't necessarily a bad play. If Laine's going back to the top, you can let some of the forwards take care of him. But because Laine's heading back and Tootin is not, he needs to be communicating with his forwards. You're going to have Duchesne and Soderberg coming in from the top here, and he needs to be yelling to them to switch onto Laine, which he does not. Confusion ensues. Nobody ends up covering Laine here, and, well, Laine rips bombs, so it's in the back of the net. Yet another goal off an Avalanche stick. Maybe we should try that in the offensive zone, huh? Winnipeg on the power play here. Landy made a diving play to get the puck out, but Winnipeg got it right back in to create a 3-on-3 situation. McKinnon is going to come down right here. He's in good position. It's at the top of the circle. But again, lack of communication. Landeskog is coming back into the play and doesn't really tell McKinnon where he's going. So McKinnon cheats down into the slot, thinking Landeskog is going to move over to Wheeler to cover. Landeskog doesn't. Wheeler gets left wide open at the top of the circle. NHLers don't miss from there often. 15 seconds later, yet another miscommunication. Golubev here clearly pointing to Ehlers. He needs to use his mouth to say, "I have got him," or tell Soderberg to go get him. He does neither, just points at him. They come into the zone, get confused, both cover Ehlers. Ends up in the back of the net because no one's covering Scheifele. Whatever system the Avalanche are using, it's pretty clear that a lot of the players aren't following it, whether that's out of laziness or just misunderstanding. But even if they were following it, I've seen better communication from beer leaguers than these guys. If you missed Rycroft's description of this period, go ahead and go watch it. I linked the streamables thread down below, you can find it in there. The second period is just more evidence that the Avs are either not following the system at all, or maybe there just is no system in place at all, because in the defensive zone, they completely lose everybody all the time. Led to another 2 goals, not even worth showing them. The Avs are just bad. If you don't believe me that the Avs have their brains completely turned off, here's Como on a clear breakaway deciding to pass the puck. I mean, what? Coming into today, the Colorado Eagles were riding a 16-game winning streak. They're the Avs ECHL affiliate. Honestly, I think they probably would have looked better tonight against the Jets instead of the Avs. The Jets potted a 6th goal against the Avs in the third, due strictly just because the Avs were lazy and not skating, so they let them get to the puck and score a goal, that's all. Avs did manage to prevent the shutout on an incredible tip by Landeskog, but that's not good enough. Skating around for 55 minutes, barely even trying, is not something that just gets washed away because, look guys, we didn't get shut out. That's not okay. It's gotten to the point where the post counter is the most exciting part of the game. That's just sad. Given the play in this game, the Avs should be calling everybody up ASAP. Greer, Bigra, Siemens, those 3 at a minimum is what I want to see up within the next week. I never bought into the whole, losing mentality hurts the development of players. That doesn't make any sense. You bring in new players, it's their first time up in the NHL, you know they're going to be working their tail off, and that's going to spark other players to work harder. And if they're playing well, other players are going to go, oh, this guy could take my spot in the NHL. I better start working hard too. On top of that, our AHL team, the Rampage, is one of the worst in the AHL, so it's not like they're going from a winning area to a losing area. They're still just losing down there. Notes about the game, our power play is still a complete disaster. I've kinda tippy-toed around the subject, but after this one I'll finally come out and say it. It's time to fire Tim Army. Personally, I'm still unsure how much of the power play problems is Army himself, or Bednar and the other assistant coaches. But by moving Army out, you get to see what Bednar and the others do, and if it's bad then, you can have a quick leash on them as well. The front office and the coaching staff find this game anything less than unacceptable. Man, it's hard for me not to say it's time to clean house. How many games are we up to now where the Avs have gotten completely blown out for no other reason than they just quit? The effort level is not good enough, and it has to be dealt with, however that happens. You can be the worst team in the league while still putting in a good effort every night. Just go look at Toronto last year. It's a perfect example. I'm embarrassed at how bad the Avs are, and they should be as embarrassed as I am with a performance like that tonight. The only good thing you can really take from tonight is Comfer looked really good. He was working really hard, which even further supports my idea of calling everybody up to end this disaster. At least if we're developing prospects, we can take something out of these games. Right now, this is just stupid. People shouldn't even be watching. That is the end of this review. Thank you for watching. If you somehow managed to get through that Avs game with me, I commend you. Thought of the game. What's your favorite drink? Because it seems like we're going to need a lot more booze to finish off this season.